Welcome back to Technical Tips Learning, friends. And here with the new video on dynamic groups, we will understand what are dynamic groups and how do we create dynamic groups in Microsoft Entra ID. What are the usage of dynamic groups and how these automated groups make your life simple. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, I would request you to subscribe and do press the bell icon because we come up with such informative videos and we want the reach out to you very early, or you get these videos into your notification. So what are dynamic groups? Dynamic groups in Microsoft Entra ID, which was earlier known as Azure Active Directory. Do not get confused in the name Azure Active Directory and Microsoft Entra ID. That is a new naming convention that Microsoft has given to the Azure Active Directory with some of the additional features. So, dynamic groups in Microsoft Entra ID are groups where memberships are managed automatically based on rules you define rather than being added or removed manually. So in my last video, we created some groups and we created them as assigned groups. So whenever you need to add or remove people from those groups, you have to manually go ahead and assign users. And what are the key features of dynamic groups? First is automatic membership based on, if it is a user dynamic group, based on user attributes, you can define the automated membership of these groups. For an example, if you choose department to be the attribute which will define the group, then department is equal to HR, department is equal to IT, department is equal to sales. That is how you can define, and these dynamic groups will add those users based on the attributes that you have defined automatically. And they are rule based. Definitely there is a rule which runs in the background which we need to configure to create these dynamic groups. So we will not waste our time. We will go to Microsoft Entra ID and create these dynamic groups. So the first thing that we do is we go to our browser and access the Azure portal, portal.azure.com, or we go to Microsoft Entra ID portal, Microsoft Entra portal. So it is entra.microsoft.com. Look and feel is the same. You can use any of these interface or any of these portals to create groups or user accounts. So you go to groups. So here, if you see, I'm in groups section now, and there is an option to create a new group. Currently, I have 0 dynamic groups. I have no groups, right? So we will go ahead and create a group and add, and we'll go to group, new group. It is a security group, so it can be a security as well as Microsoft 365 groups. The difference I have provided in my last video, that you can view the last video what are security groups and Microsoft 365 groups. So if you go to security groups, this is the name, this is description, whether you want Entra ID roles to be assigned to the group, yes, no. For now we are keeping it no because we have a video to create on role-based access control, and when we are in the planning phase of role-based access control, we will go ahead and set this option as yes, and then we will see what it can do or what it cannot do. For now, we will keep the Microsoft Entra role can be assigned to the group as no. Membership type is either dynamic user or dynamic device. So you can create a dynamic user group or dynamic device group. If you select Microsoft 365 as a group, membership type will only be dynamic groups. It will not be used for device groups. So let us go ahead and create a security group. And before we proceed on to create these groups, let us look into the user attributes that we can use. So we'll go to the home section, Microsoft Entra ID, and we will go to users. And we will first look into attributes that we can use for users. Okay, so select any of the user here who is a member or a guest user, it does not matter. So you click on it, and there, if you go to properties, you will find all these attributes listed, right? So display name, first name, last name, user principal name, object ID, identities, user type, creation type, all these attributes are there. All right. Extension attributes are here. Extension attributes are coming from your Active Directory, as well as Microsoft Entra ID has introduced extension attributes as well. However, you need to define these extension attributes before you use into creating a group. This is just an example. I'm trying to show how you create dynamic groups in Microsoft Entra ID. So I have not configured all the attributes because it is not a full organization environment. In your organization, you will have to define like company name, department, employee ID, employee type, employee hire date. But for this video, we will look into our options. What are our options? So the group type is security. Group name is as it is security, and with naming convention, we'll put SEC, DYN for dynamic groups, and we will create a group all members all members. All right, so this this group will contain all member users in it. Okay, uh, it will not. So in the planning, we decide, suppose we decide we don't want to keep guest users here. Okay, and this is a dynamic group. Owners, you can select any owner as per your requirement. I will select one owner, no problem. And now this is the main deployment phase where you need to create a query, the rule using which this group will be populated, right? So account enabled is true. Uh, so here, if you go through this configuration rule and rule builder, this first one is rule builder, and the second one is syntax text. You need to put text here to create, but first let us understand the rule builder. This is rule builder, okay, and it has a limitation where you can use like 5 rules. So 5 rules, after that it gets grayed out. If you click on get extension custom extension attributes, enter, sorry, get custom extension properties, enter an application ID. So you need to provide the application ID in order to pull the extension attributes or extension properties. We do not have it configured right now, so we will not go ahead and do it. So let us be here with the simple rule builder first. So maybe you do not, for this group we do not need so many accounts. So first we will need account enable, and here are the operators: add, all, and, any, ends with, equals. These are all the operators. So account enabled is a boolean parameter which will take true or false. So if we select account enabled equals and true, because we do not want any account which is not enabled to put in the group. So we will put only the accounts where the account enabled value is true, and we will select another expression, and here you can see and, or, right? So you understand this combination. If you use and, then it needs to satisfy both the rules that you have created. If you select or, it will qualify for any of these two parameters, right? So for this particular dynamic group, we will use AND operator. So first we will check whether the account equals is true and and user type. Okay, let us see. User type equals member. Okay, so this what this will check is account enable equals true and user type equals member. You can see the rule syntax is added here as well in the query. So it will take only up to 5 conditions through rule rule builder. If you click on this edit, and if you know a little bit of, if you go through the Microsoft website, it will provide you the all details about how you can build this rule syntax, and it will give you an example as well, and we will discuss few of the operators as well and how do you use them. Okay, now you are creating a group, we need to validate. So after you configure this, you need to click on validate. Okay, if you click on validate, it will give you an option to add users here. So you go to the users tab and you see all the users. Okay, now you have user type. Why I selected user type? Because it is well defined in my environment. Guest member, member, guest. So it is a mix. So if you select this user, so what will happen? If you select this user, and let us select a member user as well. A member user as well. Okay, from here we select a member user and you select it. So you see this user is qualifying for this dynamic group. This user does not qualify for this dynamic group. You click on view details, you'll see the rule is user account enable equal to true and user type equal member, and user account enable is true and user type equals to member, but user type is guest. So all the guest user, this is sampling how you, when you create a dynamic group, you sample it based on your users available, based on your objects available and matching the attributes. Second user, if you select, it qualifies both the conditions, account enable is true, and yes, the user type is member. You click on OK. So we are good to save this group. Now we have saved it. So now what I expect is this group will automatically add all the members user inside it. Okay, we need to wait for some time and to check. There is one dynamic group which is created, and you click on this, and this is the group, all members, and we are targeting the members. Currently I see 0 users here because in the background it takes some time to run the rule and add the users. So let us wait for some time and we will refresh the page. We will not manually add, and you see 14 members are added as a member of this group. And when we check the total direct members and their user type, you see it has excluded any guest user from the environment. It is capturing only the member users. Now let us see what happens if we disable one of the user accounts for now. So this is an IT admin account. We will go ahead and edit account status, and we will uncheck the account enabled option. So this account will be disabled. Okay, successfully updated the user. Let us refresh. Group membership should come down to 1. Okay, you need to refresh because it takes time in the background, so don't worry about it. It will take some time. And now you go there, and these are 14 members. Just wait for like 5 minutes and it should do the job for you. So let us refresh, and this account is disabled. Okay, so similarly, you can define the membership for devices as well. Why do you define membership for devices? Maybe in Intune, because there is a complete chapter on Intune that I'm planning to create. So when you deploy the device compliance or uh, compliance, you want to segregate devices on based on compliance and okay. Okay, so now group membership we see is one here. It changed from two to one. And based on this, the total direct members are 14. We will go ahead and refresh the page and we will see there will be 13 members now. So you see there are 13 members now. So you do not need to actually go ahead, remove a user or add a user to the group. The query will take control. Okay. So this is the benefit of dynamic groups. Hope this was helpful to you. If you find this helpful, put in comments. If you have any questions, put in comments. All right.